for the players, I know y'all got your first exhibition, well, second exhibition game out the way. Now you're going into the regular season. How were you guys feeling, and like, what is like your mentality going into your first game on Monday?
Can we order? Okay. Yeah, I think we just go into the games just like we went into this game. It's not really about the opponent. We just got to focus on ourselves, do what we practice every single day, and then the outcome will happen.
Yeah, just piggybacking off what Emily said, we work every day at what we show on the court. So just going into the game, not worrying about, like you said, not worrying about who we're playing, but just getting better for ourselves.
So my question for you, I think I looked down at one point and maybe been in the game 13 minutes and you had already had a double-double. Is that, excuse me, is that something that, you're kind of used to doing before you had stepped foot on campus here? Or how was that, how were you able to really kind of find that rhythm almost as soon as you stepped on the floor tonight?
I will say, back in high school, I was pretty good rebounder, but I think coming here just makes me every day we do some sort of rebounding drill, some sort of getting in there. You got to bang. Is what it comes to with the SEC. So I mean, yeah, I don't really know how to sum it up, but it's one of my part of my game for sure.
For both players, is this, like you said, focusing on yourselves? Was that the thing about this game? You want to show what you can do. You can get playing time. Obviously, this team has a lot of depth, and maybe you need to show what you have on the court when you have your chance.
Yeah, definitely. Coach always says, we all have roles to play, so we just got to take our role and play it to the best of our ability.
Kim, they missed their first 10 shots.
Hang on. Do you want her response?
Oh, just piggybacking off what Emily said, everybody has a role. Everybody has to step up to their role and just do your part every game.
I'm sorry.
They missed their first 10 shots. Did you feel like y'all were playing that good a defense? Were you happy with
No.
the defending?
They got some good looks. But I'm not going to be too critical. I'm going to go back and look at the film with them tomorrow and learn. I thought they got good looks and just missed them. And did they get that good look because our hands were here versus here? Did they get that good look because they dribble penetrated and gave somebody an open look and we got sucked in? There's a lot of things that I think back when the game started that I'm not going to say they went 0 for 10 because of our defense. That I can't do that until I watch film.
And it looked like y'all focused on getting it inside.
I thought our post players came out more aggressive. Now, I don't know if that was difference in opponents, but I thought we got more post touches. Now, they started in like a little I formation 2-3, and then they would go to a one guard front defensively, and they kind of settled into their 2-3. So we were able to get some post touches. I thought we screened the back of the zone a couple of times with our post, and that's progress. And I just can't look at the score. When I'm coaching in a game like that, I'm in that timeout and I'm challenging them to do individual things and don't look at the score. And roles are so important. When you have this much depth, it's not going to be your top 5, 6 players that are going to win these games for you. It's going to be who did I put in at the right time to get that one block shot, to get that one offensive board, to make that one defensive stop for us. And really, that's what I'm looking at. And I kind of know who our players are that, have proven themselves and have the experience. But those guys aren't going to win it for you. They're going to win games for you. But we want to go a long way. We want to get better. And that's what these games do for me.
Okay, I'm kind of piggybacking off of that. A lot of new faces, obviously, in the posts. Through the 2 exhibitions, what were necessarily the things that you wanted to kind of push and kind of maybe challenge them most before you guys started on Monday?
Well, rebounding is always going to be a big staple of my teams. Defense and rebounding are kind of, I guess, if you describe my coaching style. And we have 2 freshmen. We have a sophomore. We've got 2 older ones. So you've got a great combination of experience versus youth. And I need to make sure that that youth is in the ball game with that experience, and that yet the experience has got to help each other. You know, there's so many combinations there, and the talent, you don't compare talent. No one's even seen Angel Reese play yet, but they have every day in practice. You don't compare talent. You figure out what your role is by my helping you, and when you're on that floor, just value that opportunity and take advantage and help us win. And when you leave that floor, say, I did my job. And doing your job isn't necessarily even shooting a shot sometimes. I enjoyed sitting there tonight because I could sit there by Flage. She made one shot, and you could tell the freshman was coming out. She wanted to go force things. She wanted to drive and go one-on, you know. And I said, that's what freshmen do. Now understand, right there you could have made that pass right there and you had an assist. Right there you could have gone and gotten a rebound. And she understands, but that's trying to change a mindset of what she had to do in high school. And I said, don't ever stop shooting, but don't try to force things. I love coaching, and she's sitting right there by me. And then I would talk to the other guys, and I'd say, okay, you see what's going on out there? I wish I had more opportunity like that, but we don't have games like this where I can teach and talk and show at the same time. I'm usually at the other end, and I'm really getting after it on the floor.
Kimmy spoke the other day of wanting to, what would be known as a tough player by the people you played for. You see that? Have you seen the kind of toughness you want to see out of this team?
I think it's too early. I think I've seen it out of some of the individual players. In fact, they can tell you, I had that conversation with them. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And I just talked to them about when your career is over, what is it you want your coach to say about you? Just think in your mind one word that you just want that coach to say about you. And I shared with them what it was for me. And I said, some of you have higher pain tolerance than others. Some of you are physically stronger than others. But the bigger ones aren't always the toughest ones. The toughest ones have to mentally be able to handle anything that's thrown at them. The toughest ones are the ones that dive on that floor for a loose ball regardless of what the score is. The toughest ones don't they bend, but they don't break. And we talked about that at great length in the locker room.
Kim, was last tier as aggressive offensively as you would have liked to have seen out of her tonight?
Doesn't have to be. I thought she has put 2 solid games together. She is finally getting in shape a little bit more. She was home all summer, in Australia, and the players were here. And she manages the game. And I love how she is just coming on every week. She didn't have to score a lot for us. I can see now she understands things. And she sees things. And it's my job to just keep challenging her and making her better. But I thought in both games, solid.
We have time for a couple more questions, guys.
Kim, I'm assuming the 3 missing players tonight are good to go for Monday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and what about Bellarmine? What are you facing there? What type of, is it like a 3-point shooting team or?
Well,
what are you looking at?
honestly, I know what their record was, and I'm focusing on us. I will have more of a feel when I sit down with these kids and sit with Bob on what they do, but I can tell you they'll play zone. We've attacked a 1-3-1. We'll see similar things defensively, zones, and we've worked on zones a lot. They're not a Florida Gulf Coast type of team, but they will have 4 perimeter shooters. So our posts are going to have to come out in a lot of games and guard out there.